Today we are going to discuss a numerical problem based on design of spur gear. So problem is, we are given with pitch circle diameters of pinion and gear as 100 mm and 300 mm respectively. The pinion is made of plain carbon steel 40C8 for which ultimate tensile strength is 600 Newton per mm square. And while the gear is made of grey cast iron FG300 for which ultimate tensile strength is 300 Newton mm square. The pinion receives 5 kW power at 500 rpm through its shaft. The service factor and factor of safety can be taken as 1.5 each. The face width of the gear can be taken as 10 times of module. Assume that the velocity factor accounts for the dynamic load. Calculate module and the number of teeth on the pinion and gear. So this is the problem. Here in this problem, we are provided with ultimate tensile strength for both of the material. But it's not necessary. You can be given with only 40C8 and FG300 materials for both of the pinion and gears. So for these materials you have to pick the properties from book in that case. So now we are going to start the solution. So in the solution we are given the first step, we are given with the power. So from power we can calculate the torque. So for torque formula is mt equals to 60 multiplied by 10 raised to power 6, and we are given with 5 kilowatt power. So this is 5 divided by 2 pi n, 2 pi, and n is given as 500 rpm. So this is 500, right? So this will turn out as 95492.97 Newton mm. Okay, so now we are known the torque available at pinion. By using this torque and pitch circle diameter, we can calculate the tangential force. So tangential force PT multiplied by pitch circle diameter divided by 2 is equal to torque mt. So from here PT equals to 2 times mt divided by dp. So on putting these values, 2 multiplied by mt is 95492.97, and dp is given as, for pinion dp is given as 100 mm divided by 100. So this becomes 1909.86 Newton. So now tangential force is known to us. So this is the tangential force calculated from rated torque. But this, for designing, we need to find out the effective tangential force. So for effective, we need to consider, for effective P, we need to consider the service factor as well as velocity factor. As service factor is given to us 1.5, but to find out the velocity factor, we need to know the pitch line velocity. So first of all, we have to calculate the pitch line velocity. So for velocity, V equals to pi dp np divided by 60 into 10 raised to power 3. So pi dp is given as 100, np rotation of pinion is given as 500, 60 divided by 10 raised to power 3. So this becomes 2.618 meter per seconds. So this is the value of pitch line velocity. So based on this pitch line velocity, we can pick the formula for velocity factor. So now velocity factor for this velocity can be taken as CV equals to 3 over 3 plus V. This is the empirical relationship we can pick from book. So now we'll insert these values. 3 over 3 plus velocity is 2.618. So this becomes 0.534. Now velocity factor is 0.534. So after this we can calculate the effective tangential force. So P effective, as we discussed in the lecture, P effective is given as service factor divided by velocity factor multiplied by PT. PT is calculated from rated torque. So service factor is given as, in the numerical itself, it's given as 1.5, and velocity factor we calculated as 0.534, and PT, tangential force from rated torque, we calculated as 1909 multiplied by 1909.86. So P effective becomes 5364.78 Newton. Now we know the P effective at pinion. So from the free body diagram we can understood that the P effective or P tangential, P effective will on the gear will be equal to this P effective only. So here we have to decide which one is weaker out of pinion and gear. So according to that gear or pinion we have to proceed the problem. So from the material property we can interpret or we can understand that the gear is weaker than the pinion. So right now at this point of time we just assume that the gear is weaker than the pinion. After the calculation again we cross verify whether the gear is weaker than the pinion or not, means our assumption was right or wrong. So accordingly we can iterate the process. So right now on our interpretation from the material property we just assume that the gear is weaker than the pinion, and we assume the Lewis form factor for that particular component. So it is at this point of time we assumed that gear is weaker than pinion, and form factor and Lewis form factor for gear is approximately 0.42. So we assumed these values. So now we'll apply the beam strength formula or Lewis equation, and Lewis equation is SB equals to module times face width multiplied by sigma B multiplied by Lewis form factor Y. So module M, and in the numerical we are given that the face width of the gear can be taken as 10 times of the module. So face width B can be written as 10 M and sigma B. Now we are provided with the gear is made of grey cast iron FG300 and SU it is ultimate tensile strength is 300 Newton per mm square. But as we discussed in the lecture, this gear is subjected to a fluctuating stresses. So in the case of fluctuation we have to consider the endurance limit. So endurance limit approximately can be taken as 1/3 of ultimate tensile strength. So here sigma B can be taken as 300 divided by 3 means 1/3 of ultimate tensile strength, and Lewis form factor we assumed as 0.42. So this becomes 420 module square Newton. This is beam strength of the gear. Now if we consider the factor of safety, as in numerical problem we are given with factor of safety can be taken as 1.5. So SB equals to P effective multiplied by FOS, factor of safety. So by putting value of SB 420 module times module square, P effective was 5364.78 and factor of safety is 1.5. We are provided with the numerical problem. We can calculate this module M. So by putting these values, SB equals to 420 M square is equal to P effective is 5364.78 and factor of safety is 1.5. So M square is equal to 5364.78 multiplied by 1.5 divided by 420. So this will be M equals to, now we'll have M equals to 4.38 mm. So now we know the module of gear. So the first now this is 4.38. Now we have to refer the preferred value of module from the table. So first preference of the module can be 5 mm. So the first preference value of module is 5 mm. This value can be taken from the table which is provided in the book, because preferred value of module is provided in a table form. So now we calculate rest of the parameters of gear and pinion based on M equals to 5 mm. So this is equation number 1. So now number of teeth on pinion is pitch circle diameter divided by module dp over m. So that is dp is 100 mm and m is 5 mm. So this is 20. Second, the number of teeth on the gear zg equals to dg over m. So dg is pitch circle diameter of gear is given as 300 mm divided by 5 mm module. So this is 60. So number of teeth on the gear is 60 and number of teeth on pinion is 20. So now we'll check our design. So now check for design. So now we know the exact number of teeth on the pinion and exact number of teeth on gear. So now we'll refer the table where Lewis form factor is provided according to number of teeth on pinion and number of teeth on gear. So from table we can pick the Lewis form factor. Earlier we assumed that the Lewis form factor is 0.42. Now we know the exact number of teeth on both of the gears. So according to number of teeth we can pick the exact value of Lewis form factor. So Lewis form factor for pinion from the table which is 0.32 and Lewis form factor for gear from the table from data book which is 0.425. 1. This is for 60 teeth and this is for 20 teeth. So our one more thing, we assumed it is assumed that the gear is weaker than the pinion. Now we'll check that this assumption was right or wrong. So for that, in the lecture, as I have told, that the weaker gear will have sigma b multiplied by y is less for the weaker gear. So for pinion, this is 0.32 multiplied by 200, because for pinion the SUT, ultimate tensile strength, was given 600. So sigma b is 1/3 of this 600. So this is 200 and this comes as 64, and this is for pinion. And for gear, sigma b yg is equal to yg is 0.421 and this is 300 divided by 3, which is 100. So this is 42.1 for gear. So now we can say sigma b yg is less than sigma b yp. So from this you can say our assumption was right. So we can say the gear is weaker than the pinion. So we have to design this all the system for